approximating square roots. So we're going to estimate a square root. We're going to kind of figure out what it's nearest to. So we're going to estimate the square root of 71 to the nearest integer is where we're going to do. And what we're going to do, and I'm going to think about my square root as on a number line, as if I don't have a calculator for this one. So I'm going to think about the square roots that I do know. I'm going to think about the perfect squares as they were. So 6 is the square root of 36. 7 is the square root of 49. 8 is the square root of 64. 9 is the square root of 81. And 10 is the square root of 100. So these are ones that I know. They're perfect squares. They're easy to figure out. They're ones I use all the time. I'm looking for the square root of 71. So the square root of 71 has to be in between the square root of 64 and square root of 81. And when I think about which one it's closer to, well, it's closer to the square root of 64 than it is to the square root of 81, which means that the square root of 71 has to be closer to 8 than it is to 9. So I'm going to estimate the square root of 71 at approximately 8. And remember, this is our approximately sign. It's that equal sign, but it looks a little bit wavy. All right. When we are approximating our square roots, we can use those to help us put things in order. So we're going to order from least to greatest, 4 1/5, square root of 23, and 4.4. Please remember that when it's asking you to order these numbers here. So when you're putting them in order, these are the numbers that need to be in order. I'm going to kind of look with the approximations of these numbers, and I'm going to rewrite them in different forms. I don't want to write the new forms in order. I want to put these forms in order. So I'm going to take a look first at 4 1/5, and if I write that as a decimal, I come up with 4.2. It's exactly 4 2/10. My square root of 23, well, I know my square root of 23 is in between 4 squared, which is 16, and 5 squared, which is 25. But it's closer to the square root of 25 than it is to the square root of 16. So I'm going to say the square root of 23 is approximately 5. It's pretty close to that. And then I also have my last number here, 4 4/10. So as I go to put these in order, I see that this is the smallest one, and then here is my second smallest, the one in the middle, and then this is my largest number. So I'm going to put them in that order, but remember I'm going to use the original numbers. So 4 1/5 is the smallest, 4 4/10 is next, and then I'm going to finish off with the square root of 23. So here is those numbers ordered from least to greatest.